All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, we have a lot planned today. Today, I will just be focusing on crypto and nothing else. In case you are not aware, I will be streaming and being on YouTube essentially every day until Monday. That's Monday, the 24th. I'll be streaming every day and having a ton of videos and content and all that great stuff coming out. So you'll be seeing me, guys, a lot. Just be aware of that. Let me go ahead and get my comments up and let's get the notifications sent out. Hope you guys are doing great. We're having a little bit of drop in the market right now. Nothing too crazy yet. Yeah, nothing too crazy yet. Have some positions open right now. I'm not too concerned at this point. I'm going to go. So in this stream, what am I doing? I'll be doing a live market update. And then I will be turning that market update into a standalone video. So that's the overall goal for this particular stream. I do have a lot going on. So like from 9:45, which is essentially right now, is about 10:30. We'll be doing this live stream. Then I'll be going into a standalone video. I'll be recording at 10:30. I'll be doing lunch. I'll be releasing that video at around 11:30 Central Time. Then I will be doing my first recording session for the ultimate guide to trading. And that's something I've really wanted to do for a long time, and I'm going to start doing it today. I'm just going to go ahead and just dive right into it. So I don't know when I will be done with this particular section of it. Ultimately, it's going to be a ton of content. The overall goal is that a brand new person who has never done any trading in their life can go in there and by the end of the playlist or series of videos, essentially be able to trade at a pretty decent level. That's the overall goal. Then whenever I really feel like I don't want to focus, I don't want to do too much more of that particular trading video, I'm going to move on over and I'm going to be updating all my charts and doing this live on stream and posting all these updates for these altcoins. So that's the overall goal. So in this video, our focus is going to be entirely on doing a technical analysis market update, gathering the information so that whenever I record my video in about an hour, I actually have good content to work with and I'm not just basically winging it. So that's the overall goal here, guys. So let's go ahead and dive on in and we'll make it happen, y'all. We will make it happen. So first thing I always want to do whenever I'm doing this is going to be going to the technicals. Let's go to the Bitcoin dominance, see how Bitcoin dominance is doing. We had a overall still increasing. Bitcoin dominance is still increasing, and that's still not good, guys. I do want to see it reject pretty damn soon. The higher it goes up, the more money that's flowing out of the altcoins into the Bitcoin. We really want to see that start to reverse and trend back down. Overall, I'm still not concerned at this point because we're still above this, or we're still below this trend line. And on the macro perspective, we still look totally fine on the Bitcoin dominance pair. So over here, we came back up, tested it like we were expecting it to, and we rejected down. So this hopefully is just an A leg or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or some sort of a continuation down. Ultimately, I think the direction is down. However, we need to be aware that right now the altcoins are showing a lot of weakness relative to Bitcoin. All right, let's see. Bitcoin, this is the CME gap, the futures chart. On here, like I mentioned yesterday, these two levels right here are key for me. We have this gap and we have this gap. These gaps tend to get filled. Think of them like as like magnets. So basically, the price generally comes down here. We'll sweep it for a continuation back up. However, we also have one right here, so it could also just come back up here, sweep that, and then go back down. My bias right now is still a sweep up here first before a continuation down. But it wouldn't be entirely unexpected for us to go down here, sweep this, then go back up. Both of those are totally legitimate, guys, just based upon this one chart and other analysis we can do on here as well. Shorts are increasing. Nothing, I don't think, concerning at this point, but we have to take fact that they are increasing. It's not by much. By percentage, it's pretty high, but the actual number of shorts is still incredibly low compared to the history of the market. You guys can see, right? The shorts are way down here. So there's not many shorts right there. You're definitely not going to get many short squeezes, but this also shows that not many people are confident that the market's going to keep going down. So this to me is actually a bullish sign. I like seeing low amount of shorts because the confidence of the market dropping is really low. When I see some massive spikes like this, that's whenever I start getting really concerned because these are whales open up these positions, and generally whales have enough capital to cover their positions, make sure they don't get liquidated. So short squeezes are really, really rare. In the like major short squeezes, like major players are very rare. So I like seeing shorts really low. That's what we really want to see. On longs, it's still just basically at a middle ground. It's just basically hanging around. Nothing too concerning. Nothing really we can really take from this. A lot of sideways action on this. So really neutral. Not too much to take from shorts. Not too much to take from longs. Overall, it's just pretty neutral. Dow Jones. I know Dow has already been dropping today. Has it been recovering at all? A little bit. So as soon as market opened, Bitcoin started crashing. So is that due to that reason? I mean, very possibly. I think the stock market and crypto is definitely correlated. So that very well could be what's going on here. Let's check this out. Yeah, and I was mentioning yesterday how we are making a rounded top pattern on the entire market over the last since the COVID crash in 2020. So this does not look good, guys. I cannot stress it enough. This does not look good. I do not like the structure. When you go to a rounded top, eventually it starts to roll back over and it starts to drop. So overall, I do think we are going to be seeing a pretty major drop in this traditional stock markets fairly soon. Does it have to happen tomorrow or today? No, it doesn't, right? But overall, this does not look healthy. This structure does not look good. So if we know or if we assume that the overall stock market is starting to roll over, it doesn't look good, we can also make another general assumption that crypto also is not going to hold up very well because crypto is correlated with the traditional stocks, and there's really not a way to argue against that. So overall, not great on the macro perspective. On the low time frame, we just had a little bit of a dip, but it's way too early to be able to tell anything. So right now, we're still in support. We're still holding these levels, but overall, the overall macro structure is looking pretty bearish. DXY, we're getting a little bit of a drop today. These are the three conditions I had laid out way back here. We were either going to fall from this breaker, which was a daily breaker right here. We were going to fall from, let me just go to the daily chart, make it a lot clearer. This breaker right here was going to be a rejection point. We did not. We came to the next one, right? If this does not fall, then we have to look as maybe this is actually a continuation back upwards. We want to see the green or the blue path hold. That is really good for crypto. Okay, that means that there's money flowing out of the US dollar into traditional stock markets as well as cryptocurrency, right? However, if this does get up here, we need to be aware that that is a bearish sign for crypto and traditional stocks. So we really do want this to hold. It's pretty important, guys. It really is. I think this is really important that it does reject here and does keep dropping. On the low time frame it is. We're starting to get a little bit of a pullback, but it's still way too early to make that decision or determination. Ethereum dominance, nothing really there. Grayscale, really don't care about that anymore. Not really too much to add on that. I'm going to remove it. Well, I'll remove it. Ethereum longs and shorts. SPX, same basic thing. The structure is very similar to what we saw on the Dow, so nothing too much to take from that. Total market cap overall, we are at a breaker. We are at this daily breaker. Maybe that's going to give us some support. Below the 200 moving average, we retested it. This looks pretty bearish. It looks pretty bearish, guys. It really does. Yeah. It does look pretty bearish. Yeah, this structure right here is what I've been telling. I talk about like every single stream. I just do not like this structure. Okay. Test, makes a double top, breaks above, come back down. It should have held continuation up, but we did not. We made a double top, solid resistance, broke above. Attempted to turn into support, but we did not. We fell through. So that right there is a major warning sign to the market. So this was the something bad's happening here. And then this was your exit pump, right? Retest before a continuation down. Like this is about as clean as you're gonna get as a major show of weakness in the market. That's why my bias is still that we are going to have further downside in crypto. All right, until we actually do recover some of these levels, I have to make an assumption that we are going to get further downside. Now, I am looking for longs in the short term. I am looking for some sort of an expansion upwards in the short term, but ultimately I do expect it to fail, and I expect it to drop. Total 2. Similar situation. We're now back below the 200 moving average. That's not great. Cup and handle failed, right? So it's supposed to be a cup and handle. It's supposed to break above. Came back down, retested, did not hold it. We fell back below. Not as clean as the other chart, but ultimately it's the same result. Total 3, we have lost the 200? Question mark? Okay. This is the chart that I was really been looking at. The log chart, I think, gives the most information. And on here, okay, test, come back. We held it as a resistance, broke above, broke back through, test, broke above, and then now we're sort of just messing around. So, like, there's a lot of information here, and we need to really have a breakout soon on the altcoin market. So, really want to see this happen pretty soon, guys. It really does need to. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a line in the sand for me, but like I want to see this thing pop the upside pretty damn soon. All right, let's go and check out. Okay, Bitcoin is starting to recover a little bit. That's not bad. We did have a pretty massive drop, but it looks like we're holding up decently well. Let's go to my old one because I really haven't built this whole thing up yet. On here, on Bitcoin, let me find the right one I'm looking for. All right, so you go right here. This is the local structure, right? This is from 10 January to now. If you go from the impulse starting here, up here, or assumed impulse, and you have this go to the very top, we do have a golden pocket that was formed right here, right? So we came back into it, and we did hold it as of now. Looks like a pretty strong reaction, but it's still really early. There's a lot of volume on this most recent candle. Doesn't look great. We're about to close it in 20 seconds. Let's see what happens here. But overall, the golden pocket is holding. This is a sweep of this low, which I believe, yeah, this also, like, we swept both of these lows. So this is basically the last stand we have before we make new lows. Okay, that's basically what's going on here. If we do not hold this low right here, we will go down and see 38,000. I think that's pretty clear on here. So low, low, we swept it, we retested it, got back above. This level should hold. I'm pretty confident we are going to hold this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I'm pretty confident. Honestly, I'm not sure. I think right now we don't have enough information to make a good decision. Overall, though, that was a good sweep. We did confirm it. And we're going to see if this golden pocket is going to work. Now, if you go to another chart, okay, zoom out, check this out. This is still the golden pocket from June, November. Okay, so essentially what's going on, if you take this entire macro structure, okay, from here to here, bottom to the top, as you can see, the golden pocket, we are there right now. And this is why I do like this area as a major support level, because it is the golden pocket of the entire structure. But the market needs to prove itself. And right now, we really haven't had that yet. So overall, I like it, but I don't love it, right? So we do have some work to do. Over here, let's go to... Let's do this. Bitcoin. Let's do the funding rates. How are we looking over here? I'm assuming the funding's still negative. Okay, it is still negative. Not by a lot at this point. It's not. No, it is. It's still negative. All right. So funding rates are still negative. That's a really good sign. I like seeing how there is such a negative ratio on here. That means that there's a lot of open shorts that if it does drop, they're in compromised positions. So, we're not clear, guys. We still have an untapped liquidity here and an untapped liquidity here. That means this level, although I think it was actually tapped on this particular one on Bitstamp, on other exchanges, this low has not been swept yet. So coming down here and sweeping it would be pretty, like there's nothing really wrong with that, right? And same thing here. This level will be the next one down. So 39.5, yeah, 39,500 would be a really good sweep level. And if that doesn't work, we'll be looking for a sweep of the untapped liquidity at 37.3. So essentially, this is what I want to see. All right, make it very clear. Let's go over here to the pathways. Oops. Oh, oops. Whatever. Let's do it one more time. Break below, reclaim. This is the structure that we want to see, right? Either there or there. Oops. Let me do this one more time. My bad. This is the structure that we want to see. Okay, either there or here. Either way is totally fine with me, but we need to see this structure form out because this would be a sweep, a reclaim, a retest of that swept area, and then a continuation up. And we essentially got that before, but we actually haven't really done much with it since we got that sweep. So like right here, we broke below this level, came back up, retest, continuation up. That's what we want to see, but we've actually come back down for another retest. So yeah, essentially, it's not clear, guys. It's just not clear. I don't want to go over here and tell you I have all the answers because you really don't, right? The important thing is that these are the things that we're looking for a confirmation at the bottom to actually end. Let's go here, 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 and here. There you go. This works. Yeah, guys, like that's where we're at right now. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen at this point. Okay. A lot of the altcoins getting wrecked right now as a whole, but they're also coming into some major support levels in the BTC pairing. So it's challenging. It's really challenging right now to figure out what the next play is going to be. So we're sort of just waiting. And this is what happens a lot in bear markets, right? So in bear markets, you got to be very, very patient for the right opportunity. So like for instance, on the $5,000 to $50,000 account that we're doing on Discord, I currently have around 1/3 of our position is completely in cash. So we have 1/3 of our position in cash, and the reason why is because you got to be very patient in bear markets, right? And again, make it very clear, I am considering this a bear market, and that is something that I have talked about in detail, and I'm sticking to my guns on this, that we are in a bear market, and my ultimate expectation is for us to get some sort of a bounce up to here, okay, the 3-day breaker or the golden pocket, and then we will continue back down. This is what my expectations are, guys, and this is nothing new. I've talked about this for a long time. I'm expecting us to get up here to the golden pocket and then drop to the downside. And ultimately, my levels I'm looking at, you guys can see on here, looking at these two levels of liquidity, looking at the 200 weekly moving average, this weekly breaker, and this weekly breaker. Okay, and this is where I'm going to be looking for. Not only that, we have a golden pocket in the entire structure. So these are my primary targets that I'm looking for entries back into the market. But ultimately, my expectation is pretty clear. We're going to get a bounce and we're going to drop. And the only way to invalidate that is for something like this to happen, right? You have a 3-day breaker right there, very clean. I like this one. Come up here, retest it, continuation up. This is the structure I'm looking for a continuation back up. But right now, we don't have it. So ultimately, my expectation is that we do drop, but we need to just be careful. So be patient. That's what we're doing right now. Gotta be patient. Patience. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now, guys. Let's see. Oh, hi, CB, Kurt. Oh, man, how are you all doing today, guys? How are you guys doing? Sorry, I'm trying to plow through this and make sure I get everything done I really want to talk about in this video. Let me look at my request real quick. This is one of the ones I still have a pretty decent position in this trade, and I'm still confident we are going to get a retracement, and I'm actually looking to take out about 25% of my position right here, and then yeah, 25% of what I have left right here. I'll probably take out some right here, and then we'll be looking for new highs. Or, let me rephrase it, new highs, new local highs, which are going to be right here. So 25%, 25% moonbag. But ultimately, so yeah, request is something I'm definitely need to pay attention to so I don't get underwater on this position. Right now, I'm still fine. I'm not underwater by any means. But it's not going as well as I was hoping so. And that's one of the things as a trader, you got to be patient and got to be disciplined and all that good stuff. So, let's see. We lose that. Still hold on to it so far. Oh, no. Interesting. Oh, I'm not too bad, buddy. How are you doing, man? You doing good? That's good, good, good. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions or want me to go over particular altcoins I'm going to check out? Litecoin, BTC pairing is holding up on that breaker. It's a weekly, I believe, 3-day. Yeah, 3-day breaker. Still holding up. This is good. I'm glad it's holding up. That being said, I'm really disappointed at where I actually got on this entry. That being said, I think the overall structure looks great. So I'm really not too concerned, but overall, I would love to have gotten a better entry on it. So it is what it is. Looking at this last night, LRC has been holding it very nicely. BTC, it's a log chart. Take that off. Log chart right there. KDL, yeah, I'll look it up. KDL. Yeah, I don't have it. Yep, I don't have it, man. Sorry, brother. If I can't chart it, I can't give you any opinion on it whatsoever. So, let's see. What else? It's really about it I wanted to go over in this video. I think I'm pretty confident now that on what's going on. Let's dive in a little more, see if we can get anything else out of this. And then what I'll be doing. What happened here? That's weird. We had a really weird bug appear on there, and that's really interesting. Dow is actually dropping some more. That's probably why. Let's see, USD pairings. Yeah, market just doesn't look healthy right now. This level right here should act as some sort of a support. Should act as some sort of support on the hourly. It's not the greatest level, though. This is what I got. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a shitcoin, man. But that being said, though, if I can't chart it, I can't give you any opinion on it. So, sorry about that. All right. KDL. Oh, Ethereum. You're right, man. I need to look at Ethereum. Good point, actually. Let's look at Flux. I think I have charted Flux before. Pretty sure of it. I've definitely heard of it. I don't know anything about it, but crypto, Flux Tether, Flux Bitcoin. Well, that's not looking great. It's not a bad breaker right there. That'd be interesting here. Oops, need to get my magnet back on. It's a good area of interest right there. 3-day. We're currently inside this 3-day breaker. It's not bad. Not bad. Daily. Not bad. 4 hour. Below the 200. That being said, it's really right now we are in some sort of major resistance or major support, which is nice to see. And you go to a higher time frame chart, Flux BTC. Flux BTC. You think it's Ukraine Russia thing? I mean, it could be, man. I don't like to rely upon the news narrative to really dictate it because news and stuff like that is just it's I think it's priced in a lot of the time, or it's also very unpredictable. So I think we're almost at a point I'd be interested in Flux. If we get a drop down into this breaker, I'd be interested. But yeah, I'm not. I don't get into any of that stuff, man. Absolutely not. All right. Yeah, it looks okay, man. It's nothing crazy, but it looks okay. So this area right here is not a bad support. This is the best support, though. If I got dropped down there, I'd be interested. And then for this one, there's a 3-day level that right here I'd be interested in as well. But outside of that, there's nothing really telling me either direction. So it just looks all right. Looks okay. All right, cool. All right, Ethereum. Yep, let's go over Ethereum. I definitely agree on that one. I need to look at Ethereum. I didn't do it yesterday. Oh man, that's crazy. I should have done it yesterday. I'll do that right now. I will actually build the Ethereum chart on my pairings. Oh, I did. Oh, I did. Okay, cool. Let's say I could have swore I did. I'm moving all of my stuff over into a new section. So this is my overall structure of the entire Ethereum structure and what I'm looking for. So like right now, there's a weekly breaker here, monthly breaker right now we're currently in. It's currently acting as support, but I don't know if it's going to be able to hold. Same thing down below. We have a untapped liquidity level right here at 2,600. And then golden pocket is between 1,500 and 1,900. And that 200 weekly is right down here. So these are the key levels that I really am interested in on Ethereum. Anywhere outside of there, I'm really not personally interested in any sort of like major positions. So this right here is a 200 moving average. It's had a pretty decent interaction. We had a deviation down there, but for the most part, it actually is respected really well by crypto. And as you can see, we came down here and have done a bearish retest on it, which is doesn't look great. It doesn't look good. So overall, I don't like this structure of the way it's looking right now. That being said, can we find anything else on here? 3-day level right here. All right. I don't really have any trend lines on here, so maybe there might be some sort of trend lines or channels I can look at. There might be a channel here. It's funny I said that. No, it's not. Okay. Nope. There's not a channel on there. Low time frame. Not much really take about that. I don't know how accurate this is on other charts. I think it is actually. Actually about even on the funding. Interesting. Four-hour 200 moving average is actually acting as a strong resistance. So as you can see, it acts as support on the way up, and it's a resistance on the way down. Test, 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 test. Just keep falling, falling, falling. So ultimately, it doesn't look great. Let's look at the BTC pairing on there. BTC, we do have some major support coming up soon. It is a weekly breaker and a monthly breaker. If you go over here, you can see what I'm talking about. That is a weekly breaker right there. It is a monthly breaker right here. This looks really solid. I think it'd be a good opportunity to come back down there. So yeah, this is a major support level. The problem is, if we lose it, we don't really have any support until way down here. So on the BTC pairing, this does not look bad at this point. It doesn't. The 200 moving average is also going to be in this area as well. So like this area, I think it'd be a pretty decent buy opportunity, honestly. But that being said, we still have around 10% to drop on the pairing, which means it may be a lot more because, yeah, it may be a lot more on the US dollar ratio. So the pairing of BTC to Ethereum can drop into 10% or so. Maybe less than that. No, it's around like, actually not that far away at all, actually, about 5%. Around 5% of a drop be a perfect buy, I think. All right, Bitcoin, how are you doing? Still struggling. Let's go to my active. I have a few charts I'm watching right now. Ah, so ugly. Ultimately, it's following the pathway that I lined out. All right, this is request on Coinbase. Let's see how it's doing. Not great. Request here. Looks like we lost that trend line again. So irritating. Thinking about requests, and this is the irritating part about it. We're currently retesting this massive consolidation structure. So if you come back into it, generally this does act as some sort of a support level. So I don't really know if I want to sell it at this point because I think I can get out of there at the bare minimum. And also, we haven't actually lost this hourly breaker yet. So I want to give it some time to play out. If we're below this hourly 200 moving average in the next 40 minutes, I think I'll probably pull my position. Or at least more of it. Still in profit, but it's frustrating. And I did get a pump. I got a good exit up here. So I had sells set in this entire region. So I did get out at a pretty decent level. Made about 30% profit on a lot of my position. And right now I'm basically at entry, which is frustrating. But strong impulse. And look at this, guys. So this is really important as well. This volume right here, that's impulsive, right? High volume increase, high volume increase. Those are impulsive movements. This looks like a corrective structure, right? Although it's dipping down further than it's supposed to, the volume is the real indicator, right? Just like over here, high volume increase, low volume decrease. Yep, high volume increase, low volume decrease. And it go into a falling wedge, and it broke out from the falling wedge. We had some sort of an impulse. This was a really crappy impulse, and it didn't really go nearly as high as it should. And that's why I'm a little bit, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, not entirely sure, guys. Yeah, I did buy it down here as well. So, you guys can see I was trading it right here. And we got like, was like 600% gains in one day. Pretty cool. Not bad. And the reason why I bought it was because of this weekly breaker down here. Weekly breaker was formed, come back up, test it, come back down, retest, rounded bottom, perfect levels, everything made sense. This weekly breaker held a support. We busted above. Now, very similar situations happening right now. We have a weekly point of breakdown, expanded across, test, break above, retest, continuation up. That's what should happen in a healthy market. The issue is, though, I'm just not really sure if it's going to happen because the low time frame just doesn't look great. And it's one of those sayings, low time frame does not look great, but high time frame looks really good. So which one's more important? The right answer is going to be high time frame, but there could be a lot of volatility before then. And that's why it's like, do I really want to have the opportunity cost of waiting and hoping, essentially, or waiting for it to play out, or do I want to wait until it's actually a breakout and then buy back in on the retracement? So a little bit rough right there, and I'm still not entirely sure how I'm going to play this yet. Thought I have an exit right here. So this area right here is on the 8 hour. This right here should have acted as a support. We did not. So this should act as a resistance. We get a test. We didn't actually touch it. So I want to go up a little higher, get out this position, and then I'll be de-risked so that I can re-enter upon a show of strength. Litecoin still pussy around, doing nothing. We are at this weekly, or we are at this daily breaker, so that is a good sign. So essentially, we are at some major levels. This is a daily breaker, and this is a weekly, a weekly level right here as well. So we're at a major level of support on Litecoin, so I really don't want to sell it at this point. Obviously, I would like to have not had to hold it at this level this long, but this should act as a major support. So I'm definitely not selling here. And also, we are consolidating right underneath this massive trend line that's been forming for a very long time. So you guys see this, right? This is absolutely incredible. 1 test, 2 test, 3 test, 4 test, not a test, 5 test, and then, of course, most recently, this test. So, like, we've tested this trend line so many times. I really do think it's going to break up soon, which is why I really don't think selling is the play here, especially when we're in a major support level. So, oh, man, it's just macro looks amazing, and the micro just looks like garbage. So what do you do about that, right? It's just tough, man. It really is tough. Bitcoin. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah, this is an hourly breaker. Like, I think this hourly breaker has a decent chance of holding. Decent chance of holding there. Decent chance of holding here. Ultimately, though, if we lose that, we're going to see new lows. Like, we're gonna drop down to these levels down here and down here. So this level might hold. This level might hold. If these two don't hold, we're going to see there or there. Period. That's basically where I'm at right now. So, and if it does drop through, the rest of the market, as you can probably imagine, is going to just go through as well. So that's where I'm at right now. So, yep. I think I'm done. What I'm going to do, guys, I've done my analysis. I'm pretty confident what I'm going to say. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to record a video. I will release the video in about an hour, and it's going to basically go over what you guys just witnessed. So don't, you don't have to watch. It's not a big deal. And this is going to be a standalone video, a market update. And then what I'll be doing before you go anywhere, okay, I will be doing at 12:30 Central Time, I will be doing a ultimate guide to trading session, okay? I'll be on here talking about the ultimate guide to trading and teaching you guys how to trade, starting as if you are a brand new beginner all the way to what you would expect as like an expert trader. All right. And that's what we're going to do. Well, I want to say expert, definitely an intermediate trader. Let's make it like that. All right. I'm going to give you guys the tools to be successful. And then being an expert trader just takes a lot of patience, discipline, and also, it's an art form almost, right? It's not necessarily just like a science. It's more of an art. You have to like take a lot of different things into consideration when you make decisions. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna record this video, and I will see you guys at 12:30 Central. Okay, 12:30 Central. I will see you guys back. I will let you guys go. Have a good one.